Okay, so a lot of people were asking me on my Instagram page how I got this. This is the Aguilar hidden blade from the new Assassin's Creed movie. Usually they make you press this button and the blade comes out. But I figured out a way to make it so you don't even have to press that anymore and make it wrist activated. It's really easy to do. It involves, all you really need is a screwdriver, some fishing line, and whatever you're choosing to use at the ring for on your finger. All you need to do, remove the screws from the back of this, the leather bracer piece. I already took that out. The slit that's right here, I'm going to explain in a minute, but it's really important for later. Literally all you need to do is you have to pop off these screws, which I will do in a minute. Oh, also, when you're doing this, make sure the blade's extended. Otherwise, when you take it off, it's going to shoot out and go all over the place, and you do not want that. Now, once we get these out, last one. Comes apart. The two housings click apart like this. Here's the bottom. And this blade and the spring come out separately. And this little housing for the button so you don't accidentally press it. So this, the spring and the blade take out entirely. Because what you guys want to worry about is this. Take a piece of fishing line, because the button's here. This is what makes this whole thing go. So right about here on the spot that comes up, you're going to tie a piece of fishing line to the bar right there, double knotted, triple knotted, whatever you got to do. So then this is going to be, is what makes this go. So you pull, and that pulls the button instead of having you push it. The tricky part is getting this together so that it's all lined up. I figured it out, the spot where you were least likely to bunch things up. This little rectangle right here, right above it, is where you're going to want to drill your holes in the bottom. So this top, bottom. This little piece is where the spring goes through. I mentioned that. So this slides right in here. Sits there nice and snug. So you loop your string through the hole. Leave it long so that you can tie it and size it to your hand. So it stays a little long like this. And then you have it attached. So then all you really got to do now is just put it back together, which is pretty easy. You take the locking mechanism. There's these little teeth on the bottom. This is the bottom, so it's going to be lying face down on this side. So you're going to take the locking mechanism. The hook should be facing up on this. So you take your lock. That slides, so leave that right there in the lock position. You take the spring. Let me zoom in for you guys. Okay. Oops. So you take the spring, feed that back in the little circle, little cylinder it comes in. That should sit there like that. This, the blade is tough, because if you get it wrong, it's not going to work. This little tooth down here that's supposed to catch, focus, that's supposed to catch on the bottom. So this is the top that's laying face down. So you're going to flip it over so this is facing up on the top. So you put this in, lay that there like that. And you take this. This can go on after, but I'm just going to lay it here for now. Come on, you. There you go. So everything sits like this. The lock slides. Comes off easy, so be careful about that when you're putting it back on. So what you want to do, before you even worry about tying this ring off, make sure it's nice and threaded through this. You pull down. Make sure it's, don't pull too tight, otherwise it's going to come off. And you click it. Hold this in so it doesn't fall out. Everything should snap together nicely. If the spring comes undone, just take it apart and make sure it's lined up. You shouldn't hear that crunching noise. That's how you know you didn't do it right. So you undo this, make sure something went wrong. Spring sometimes gets bunched up if that happens. Just give it a little bend and straighten it out. So you take it, just reset. This is the one tricky part, because if it doesn't go together nicely, then you're going to be having problems with it. Now what you're going to want to do with this, it's going to not be going down. So squeeze it right about here, and then shove it in, and then it should go nice and easy. So now, what you're going to want to do, down here, let me zoom out. Take your screws, and there's 4 for this main one. You're going to want to put these 2 in first. Keep holding this down so it doesn't fly out. Because if this lets go, the whole locking mechanism and spring will pop out on you, and then you're going to have to start over. So as you're holding the back, you're going to screw these 2 in. And that little coupling part is what holds this all together also. So you screw that. This one goes in. And then, the tricky part with this. Move this out of the way. Now your spring should be doing this. This is, you pull this, and the button works and it comes out. So you take this, the little hook end bit that's down here should be facing down. You slide that over the button, and that's where your screws are going to meet up to keep the thing from coming apart. So they're basically screwing up into the little housing. So you're going to take this, screw this right in there. It's nice and tight. And then get your second one. And you should be gold after you do this. All right. Now, lock still works. Off, on. So, once you get this all assembled and working the way it's supposed to, then we work on putting the bracer back on. All right, now the bracer's tricky because the way this is going to link up, you're going to want to put it through that hole, but it's too small. So you're going to want to cut a slit up from about right before these 2 screw holes, and you're going to start cutting up just a little, not even 1/4 inch wide of a hole, really small. So you're going to go feed the line through. There's another purpose for this. This is going to go in, the pegs are going to go through the holes, and you're going to screw it in from here. The string gets caught on the fat of your arm sometimes, and then the blade will stay open because the string doesn't go back down to the button, so it has no way to lock the blade in place because it's always open. This channel helps it move freely without getting stuck. And then you just loop it, and it sits up there like this. So once you have that through, screw this back on, and then you're ready to lace. All right, now before I lace this up, I wanted to show you guys this. The screws here, always make sure that this is not caught underneath, because otherwise it's going to get stuck. But see how it goes through, up through this, and then it just sits. It rests on your wrist, and then you can, so then it's, everything's getting fed from the button. So you see the button moves without you having to push it. So you're all set. All you gotta do now is lace it, and you'll be all good. Okay, now when you're lacing this, you're gonna wanna do a standard bootlace knot up to the top. You can do it down the bottom, but I find having it up by the wrist makes it tighter around the wrist so it doesn't slip as much. So once you do this, the guys who made this very kindly added this neat little drawstring. So now you put these through and you can tighten it as much as you need. So once you have it all laced up and fitted, you should not have trimmed your fishing line yet, because now this is where you get to size it. So when that's all on nice and snug, your fishing line should be up about your ring finger. Most people I see doing these hidden blade mod edit things, they have them around their thumb and they pull them like this. That's cool and all, but if you size it right so that you have enough slack to come back like this, and then when you open your fingers, that's when it opens, because you still have pretty good range of motion even when you do it like this. It's completely up to you. You can size it to your thumb if you want, so you can do the Spider-Man pull, or you can size it to your ring finger, or any finger. Pinky works too, all fingers. Except for the middle finger, because the middle finger is kind of long, so it's less room to maneuver. But it depends on the size of your hands, so fit it to you as best you can. Whatever feels comfortable, position the mount it on your arm wherever you need it, wherever it feels best. So then you should be all set. Now it works. This is all nice and snug. So yeah, hope you guys like this. Like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. I'm going to be posting more videos like this, either product edits where you can make them better, or tutorials on other stuff like making EVA foam weapons and armor. So that's all coming. So yeah, hope you guys are excited. See you later.